This book is full of spiders. 5 hours prior to Outbreak. Molly went right to the stranger in my living room. He scratched her behind the ears, then she curled up at his feet. Pretty dog. How long have you had her? I hesitated, thinking at first this question was some kind of a trap. He was a cop after all. Then I decided that was silly and that he was just trying to be polite. Then I realized his being polite was itself a method of getting me relaxed and accustomed to answering his questions, and that in fact was part of a trap. She's my girlfriend's dog. She likes to bite people in the crotch, out of nowhere. You know, it's almost 4 in the morning. Lance Falconer glanced over at her framed picture on top of my television. It was a picture of me, looking chubby and pale and my hair looking like it was being blown around in a hurricane, standing behind Amy with my arms wrapped around her, looking over her, her mop of red hair under my chin. She wore sunglasses and a huge smile. I wore the expression of a man worried that a stranger was about to steal my camera. That your girl? Yeah, we're engaged. She live here? She's away at school, learning to be a programmer. What's this about? Can I ask what happened to her hand? The guy was good. Amy's normal right hand was visible in the picture, holding a $5 stuffed elephant she had won at a carnival game using only $36 worth of tickets. Her left arm hung down almost out of the frame, but if you were observant, down at the very edge of the photo you could see a little sliver of blue sky where the arm ended at the wrist. She'd lost it in a car accident years ago. Did you go to see her? Is that where you've been tonight? No. Where'd you go? Burrito stand. What did you do, break in? Door was unlocked. I had reason to think you had been the victim of a violent crime, so I let myself in. I am pretty sure you can't do that, detective. I'll give you a phone number where you can call to complain. I have my own entry on the voicemail tree. Your friend had some concern that maybe Frankie Burgess had come after you. You know, the guy who attacked 20 people at the hospital yesterday. Then I asked the local cops if anybody had talked to you yet, and was surprised to find that nobody had. In fact, around the police station, any mention of your name just yields awkward silence. Well, as you can see, I'm fine. That door you came in works as an exit, too. Moment of your time, please. You understand we're in the middle of the biggest manhunt this state has ever seen. I don't see a whole lot of chance Frankie is still drawing breath, but you can imagine why we'd like to find him and put everybody's fears to rest. Why aren't you out there helping, then? I had to make sure he wasn't here, didn't I? Well, you're free to have a look around. Thank you. I did. He was here, wasn't he? Yesterday. Yeah. Right before he started shooting and biting people at the hospital. Just minutes before, in fact. Yeah. And was he acting strange at all? I could feel my face getting hot, the heat radiating up from my jawbone, starting to feel concerned. Maybe you should have said Frankie was never here. Nah, he wasn't ranting or anything. He didn't say much. He was responding to a call from a neighbor saying you were making lots of noises and screaming. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all that. There was a thing in my house. It woke me up, bit me. A thing? I think it was a squirrel or a raccoon or something. When Officer Burgess left here, he seemed normal. Yeah, like I said, just told me to be careful. He was more worried about me than anything. And you and your friend Jean didn't drive Frankie to the hospital, because 8 witnesses saw you, and they got you on a security camera. And your friend talked to a member of the staff saying Frankie had some kind of seizure, and he talked to a news crew on camera and said that Frankie was infected with a tiny alien parasite. Oh, right. John is weird. You know, drug problem. But you said Frankie seemed normal when he left. I mean, he was normal when he walked out. It was out by his car he started having problems. We loaded him in his car and drove him to the hospital. Nothing led up to the seizure. No strange behavior, no tics or spasms or words not making sense. No, he seemed fine. You know, he didn't seem like he was on drugs or anything. What was in his throat? I was taken aback. I had been looking around the room, avoiding the detective's eyes, but when he said that, my attention snapped right to him. He noticed. What do you mean? Your friend John. He told the staff to check Frank's throat. Oh, yeah. I don't know. When he started having a seizure or whatever, he started grabbing at his throat, like he was choking. Had he been eating into something? No. Smoking a big cigar, maybe. Got surprised and swallowed it. Maybe he had a wad of chewing tobacco? I don't know. We were just trying to help. What are you hiding? Nothing. I almost screamed it. I gathered myself and said, I'm just freaked out about this thing, like everybody. And now you're here accusing me, and I had nothing to do with it. Have you heard of the Leonard farmhand case? No. Wait. Was that the guy that was kidnapping women and performing surgery on them in his basement? Up in Chicago? That's right. Well, I caught farmhand. He had an IQ of 175, but I caught him. And do you know why? Because I got in the same room with him. That's all it took. See, I have an internal bullshit sensor that has yet to be beaten. And every time you open your mouth, Juan, all the lights start blinking red and smoke starts whistling out. Falcon arose from the chair. He was a good 4 inches taller than me, though part of that was cowboy boot. He continued, Here's my theory, as it stands right now. I think you knew Frankie somehow, before all this, you and your friend, and I think you had something to do with his going apeshit. Well, that's your opinion, I said lamely. Seriously, Frankie and I didn't know each other. I hadn't seen him in 6 or 7 years, probably since high school. And how exactly do you think I went about driving Frankie crazy? Mind control? That's right. Have fun connecting those dots, asshole. Stick your hand in this hole and you'll draw back a bloody stump. Maybe he wasn't a friend. Maybe he was a fan. I don't have fans, detective. I work at a video store. John does. He has a band. Ask him. I did. I've been asking him things for a couple of hours now. So, you guys believe this town is haunted? I sighed. No. Really? You and John don't talk about this, because he's full of crazy stories. We're not crazy. I'm not anyway. What's Aprexa? What? You have it in your medicine cabinet. Oh, yeah. That was nothing. Just stress. I'm seeing somebody about it. And that guy you shot with a bow and arrow because you thought he was a monster? A crossbow. It was a misunderstanding. The guys down at the station, hearing them talk about you and your friend, they think you're in some kind of a cult. They say 3 neighbors moved away in the last year alone because they were scared of you. You were the last guy to see Frankie before his episode, and everybody has some bullshit excuse for why you hadn't been interviewed yet. Like they're scared of you. People are stupid. You know, at the hospital, Frankie tore out an old woman's throat with his teeth. I felt myself take an unconscious step back toward the door. This guy was breathing all my air. Is that right? That's terrible. He was also heard speaking another language. I didn't answer. See, here's my theory, Juan. My theory is that last night wasn't Frankie's first visit out here. I think he's part of your little cult following. I think you and your friend scrambled his brain. Probably slipped him a drug and told him I'd give him magic powers or whatever it is you're into. And I think he hurt a whole bunch of people because of it. You claim to have a top-notch bullshit detector and you let that theory come out of your mouth? That a couple of local dumbasses have mind control powers? I kind of want you to charge me with that. The trial would be hilarious. He showed me the most unsettling smile I've ever seen and said, I've enjoyed this conversation. I mean that. You've given me what I love most. A puzzle. See, I get bored. Real easy. Most cases put me to sleep. Everybody knows who it is. The rest is just a grind, trying to fill a file cabinet with evidence for the prosecutor to take the trial. But now, I'm like a kid a week before Christmas, rattling gifts under the tree to find out what's inside. I just rattled yours, and boy, there's something cool in here. He opened the front door. A business card appeared in his hand. Call me if you decide you want to talk more about this and save us both some time. Otherwise, I'll be seeing you around. When I heard the Porsche growl past the house 10 minutes later, I was still standing in my living room, staring at the door the detective had passed through. I was sweating like a bottle of beer at the beach. I dug out my phone, dialed John. Voicemail.